Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. Thank you for checking out this video. If this is your first time here at this channel, you are in luck. We cover WWE Raw, SmackDown, sometimes NXT, but always the PLEs. And we do email videos. That's my favorite thing I do on this channel. I do email videos. And right now, that's all what this channel is doing for now. But I have plans for this channel. We are going to grow this thing into the best place to be if you are a WWE fan. I have more things coming down the line here in a month or two, maybe even sooner than that, who knows. But for right now, if you are a WWE fan, like this video, subscribe to this channel for more content. Let's get into what happened on Monday Night Raw. So Monday Night Raw starts with Rhea Ripley. She gets in the ring, cuts that promo. She says basically she is not done with Liv Morgan or Raquel Rodriguez by far yet, not even close. And she said it's not going to be over until she gets what she's never lost, her women's championship. She wants that back. And so then she calls out Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, and guess who shows up? Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton shows up, gets in the ring. She tells Rhea Ripley that she's got a message from Nia Jax, and Nia Jax says that if you don't mind your business or stay out of my business, there's going to be a problem. There's going to be a big problem. These two get into each other's face a little bit, and then Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan show up and attack them from behind. A little bit of a beatdown, and then they're standing tall in the ring. It was a good way to start Monday Night Raw, and I will say, first of all, the pacing of Monday Night Raw was a lot better today than it was last week. Last week was the first time they went back to the 2-hour format. It was a lot better tonight, so I will give them that. I still am a proponent for a 3-hour show. I still think they did great as a 3-hour show recent times. So, I would like the 3 hours back, but they handled the 2 hours nicely tonight. That's the way the show starts. And then after that, we get a backstage segment with Adam Pearce and Rhea Ripley, and she's upset. Adam Pearce says, you know what, fine, I already took care of it. I put you in a tag team match tonight, but the problem is you need a tag team partner. So it's not going to be just you. Rhea Ripley says, who am I going to find? I can't pick Priest. I love how that's like the only person she goes to. Like her only friend, literally, Rhea Ripley's only friend is Damian Priest. And it's like when she's in tag team matches, it's either Priest or nobody for her. And I think that's hilarious. But Tiffy walks up around that time. Adam Pearce says, what about her? And Rhea Ripley says, fine, I guess. So we're going to get Tiffy and Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan for the tag team main event of Monday Night Raw. Pretty cool segment. Pretty good start to the show. And I like this because I feel like we're moving towards a babyface Tiffany Stratton, and I'm here for it. I think she's already over like crazy with the fans. So I wonder if that's the next direction for Tiffy. We get Jade and Bianca defending their tag team titles against Damage Control, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane. I wasn't really going to cover much about this match, but something happened in there where, well, first of all, we got Jakara. I forgot her last name. Jakara Jackson? I might be messing that up. But Jakara and Lash Legend are on the outside. They are from NXT. They are a team. They had their tag team championship tag match at SmackDown this past Friday, and I really did enjoy that match. I thought it was really nice. It wasn't a super long match, but I think Jakara and Lash Legend have a bunch of potential, and maybe their call up will be soon. Hopefully, I would like to see them on the main roster at some point here. Hopefully not much later down the line because they already got the exposure. It looks like they're going to fit in well, so I'm cool for them getting called up. But they're ringside watching this match. Both Jade and Bianca and Damage Control don't really like it. They have some words to say about it, so we're going to see what happens with that whole situation. Because in this match, I thought it was cool, the moment where it was like a pop-up Kairi Sane like elbow, which I thought was really freaking cool. That was a cool spot in the match. And then on the outside, Lash Legend ends up hitting a forearm to the face of Io Sky. She gets back in the ring, and then Bianca ends up getting the win here. But, so Jade and Bianca win this tag team match. After the match, Io and Kairi did not look happy at Lash Legend and Jakara. I'm pretty sure it's Jakara Jackson. I don't know why I'm blanking because I know her name. And I don't know why I'm screwing that up. But interesting. I want to see where we go here. Is it going to be a triple threat, or we're just going to get Jakara and Lash versus Bianca and Jade? Either way, I'm here for it. I want to see what happens with that. Yeah, so cool. But I will say this. I've kind of noticed lately that Jade and Bianca have given some like heelish vibes from them lately. And it's the way that like even like when Bianca came out and she's in the ring, like the way she's just like smacking her gum and like like she's like cockily, is that even a word? Cockily? She's very cocky when she holds up her title and stuff. And it's I'm just like I don't know. It's not the Bianca that I'm used to. So, and then like of course at Bad Blood when Naomi was talking about how she was excited for Bayley's match. You remember like Bianca and Jade gave her like these weird like reactions and faces. So I feel like something's coming here. And honestly, I would like to see Jade, Bianca, and Naomi all go heel and before War Games, so that maybe they can be in the War Games match. I'm just a thought. So that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, that's the way that tag team match ends. And again, another moment here I wasn't going to really cover, but something struck me in this, as I'm sure you all noticed as well. But JD McDonough and Finn Balor walk up on Pierce. Pierce tells Finn that right now there is no rematch against Priest. This is finished. It's done. We're moving on, and we're holding a tag team tournament match or tournament, and one of the matches is tonight. Finn does not look happy about this. Liv and Dom and Raquel end up coming up on them, you know. Liv asks how it went. Finn says not good, walks away. And then Liv says, let me introduce you guys to Raquel. And when Raquel pops in the picture, it's kind of awkward because I feel like she just like looked at the camera, but whatever. She gets in the picture and then Carlito just like looks like stunned. Like he's like lust in his eyes. So I think JD said something, you know, like nudged him. He's like, Carlito, like say hi or say something. I forgot what it was. But Carlito looks like he has a crush. So is this going to be an angle we get here with Judgment Day? Is it going to be Raquel and Carlito? Are we going to be teasing more love in the Judgment Day? Judgment Day is just a bunch of like high school. It's like I'm watching Grease with these guys. Like it's like the T-Birds and the Pink Ladies. It's just like a bunch of love going on here in the Judgment Day. I don't think we're going to stop here. Who else will be next? It is time to glaze and praise, my friends. Braun Breaker has a backstage vignette, little promo, and I thought it was really nicely done. You got the smoke surrounding him, not even looking at the camera. I mean, he looks intense. He's talking about why he attacked Jey Uso. He says that Jey didn't show him the same respect that he showed him when he shook his hand. And then Braun Breaker says that he's something he's been throwing out, that he doesn't need to use his family's name to get fame and to win. And then he said that Jey Uso has been sucking off his family's name for the past 14 years. My eyebrows went up. I was like, whoa, what a way to frame it. But yeah, so Breaker says that Jey Uso has been using his family's name for fame, and then he said that Jey all of a sudden wanted to go at it alone once Roman hit the peak, and then now that he wanted to go at it alone, Braun Breaker said he's going to kick his ass, and he's going to take that alone, too. So, hey, we glaze and praise Braun Breaker. We all know the deal here on Wicked Bitter. I don't make the rules. We just follow them. Braun Breaker, glaze and praise. That's just what we do here. Number one rule. So, very cool. I like this. I kind of want to see Breaker take it back from him, I'm going to be honest with you. I love Jey Uso, but Braun Breaker is the real deal. And if we're going to do this, I don't want Breaker losing twice. I also don't want Jey Uso losing this quick, but something's got to give here. So I'm going to say Braun Breaker gets that title back. And if he doesn't, then maybe we see him in the World Heavyweight Championship picture. All I know is, regardless here, if he loses, you cannot keep Braun Breaker off TV or lost in the shuffle or in the mix. Like, this dude is a main event star, and we all know it, and I think WWE knows it too. So hopefully that's the way they're going to book him from going forward. Really weird here. I don't know if maybe I just didn't look at the TV for a second and I just didn't understand what was going on. But for some reason, Adam Pearce and Bronson Reed are talking outside, and they're like in street clothes, and they're in these chairs, and I don't know where they are. Are they outside of the arena, or are they at one of their houses or something? It was just strange. It was a weird meeting, but they were talking, and Bronson Reed was talking about how he promises no more, he'll calm down, he'll relax as long as he gets his match against Seth, and he wants to show Pierce that he can be a main event star. That's why he wants to face Seth Rollins. So Pierce said he would talk to Rollins, and later on he does. And Rollins put up a great case about how he needs this match. He thrives on this type of thing. So we are going to get Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins. I just didn't feel like I needed to dive too deep into that because I feel like we all knew that was coming. But it was a nicely done segment where we get to hear Bronson Reed talk and explain his reasoning for things, and the fact that he says that he's a main event guy and he wants Adam Pearce to see that. So I like that. It's like WWE's acknowledging the fact that he can be a main event guy. And I remember listening to Chris Van Vliet's podcast a couple of weeks ago where Bronson Reed said that. He wants the next thing for him. He wants to be a main event picture. So somebody heard this, WWE, and they're acting on it. And I love that. How about the Viking Raiders coming back? See, those symbols that we've been seeing for weeks now that everybody thought was going to be the Lucha Bros, it's the Viking Raiders, except they are back to being the War Raiders, and I cannot explain how happy that makes me, because when they first signed to WWE and they were NXT, they were the War Raiders, and like for like a split second, and WWE, well, Vince McMahon wanted to change the name. He didn't want War in there, and they became the Viking Experience, and then now we got the Viking Raiders. Viking Raiders worked, but I like the War Raiders better. It just fits them better, and they don't come out with all the like shields and stuff like that. One question I do have is, does Valhalla fit into this at all? I don't know. Last I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, is she pregnant again? I cannot remember. Because if she is, maybe that's the reason she's not going to be with them. But if she's not, I wonder if she will be back with them again. And probably not as Valhalla, probably as a different incarnation of her or something. So interesting there. Raw did good today. I liked it. And I think it was a pre-taped Raw, so maybe they had more time to edit and chop things down to make it fit better for the 2 hours. But so far, I really did dig it. Sucker. The War Raiders. They defeat Otis and Tozawa in the tag team tournament match, and they move on. So early predictions here. I am on board for the War Raiders to win this tournament. I don't even know the rest of the teams that are in it, but I'm going to make an early prediction and say they're going to win it. I think it's only going to be Raw teams, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know how many Raw tag teams they have, but I will say I think War Raiders will win this, and then they'll end up beating Finn and JD for those tag team championships because Triple H has turned them back to War Raiders. I think he's going to push these dudes as far as he can, especially because when Eric was out, Ivar did amazing as a singles competitor, so I think we're going to get something cool here. Took some notes here for this promo with Cody and Gunther. Well, I mean, I took notes for everything, but I'm going to have to read off this one a little bit here. Cody gets in the ring, and I guess they're in St. Louis, and Cody mentions how this is the spot where the whole "We Want Cody" chants first originated from, so I thought that was a pretty cool callback. The crowd was doing it along with him. Gunther interrupts, and he says that, Cody has found himself to be in a very messy situation with Kevin Owens, and he wants Cody to clear up that whole mess because he wants the very best version of Cody Rhodes when it comes to Crown Jewel. He doesn't want any excuses, any reasoning why why Cody loses. He wants to beat Cody at his best. So Gunther comes out saying that. Cody says, I thought this was pretty cool. Cody tells Gunther that Gunther thinks that he's swimming in deep waters, but in reality, his feet is just barely touching the bottom of the pool, and that Gunther has never been in the ring with somebody like Cody Rhodes before. So I thought that was cool. And Gunther fired back with, yeah, that's interesting words coming from a secondary champion. So I thought that was pretty cool. Cody mentions that for a secondary champion, he did beat like the longest reigning, most dominant or WWE champion in the history of WWE, which of course is Roman Reigns. And then he mentions that he also slayed a beast, which is of course Brock Lesnar. So those are a good comeback there. Gunther shakes his hand, tells him good luck, leaves. And I thought that was a solid promo between Cody and Gunther. That match is going to hit, man. That match is going to be great at Crown Jewel. I usually don't like to watch these Saudi shows, but damn it, WWE tempts me to watch them, man. So I'm probably going to check it out, especially now since I'm doing this YouTube channel. I'm going to be reviewing stuff, so of course I'm going to watch Crown Jewel, and we're going to report back, and we'll be here to talk about it. But I thought that was awesome. That was a great promo between the two. Braun Breaker versus Kofi Kingston. Breaker gets the win here. It was a good match between the two. After the match, he goes to try to attack Kofi, but Woods comes out to make the save, and when he does, Breaker leaves the ring, but then he ends up entering the ring again to try to attack Woods. He does, and then Jey Uso comes out to make the save, a super kick, Spirit of Breaker, and here we go. We're off and running here with Breaker and Jey Uso, and I love it. I need more of it. I want the match. I just don't know if it's going to hurt somebody, whoever loses it. I just want Breaker to be okay. Another thing I wasn't going to cover, but I think I should. Rhea Ripley and Priest are talking backstage. They talk about Finn, how Rhea says it's time to look past it now, right? We beat the crap out of him. Let's move over. Let's move on to something else. She mentions to Priest that maybe it's time that he gets back what he never lost, World Heavyweight Championship, and he agrees. So this is cool to see too. Priest not leaving the main event picture yet. I think he deserves to be in it still, so it's nice to see him in there. Hopefully we can add some other people in there like Braun Breaker, Jay if he loses the title. Gunther, of course, will be in there. So, yeah, I like it. I want to see where we go. I think the main event picture on Monday Night Raw is going to be pretty sweet coming up. And here we go. This is what I wanted to get into because recently I've made posts about it on Instagram. I've had people, even as soon as today, as early as today, messaging me saying that it's not going to happen because Jay's got his own title and, he's not going to get involved, all this stuff. It's not going to happen. And it happened. The first step of it happened. Jay is walking backstage. He opens the locker room door. And who is sitting in there? It's Jimmy Uso. He gets up. He says, "Hey, you got a second?" And the camera sees Jay turn around. He looks frustrated, and he walks off before getting into the locker room, so it doesn't happen. But Jimmy is here on Raw. The only thing is, I ask, whose call was this? Because, on SmackDown, he was telling Roman, we need somebody, I got somebody, and Roman said no. And at the end of the show, Jimmy did say, we need him, but Roman still never said yes to this. So, is Jimmy doing this on his own accord? Is he calling this play too? Is he just showing up to Raw on his own? Or did Roman agree, and did Roman tell him to go talk to Jay? I hope we find out more about that on SmackDown, but Jimmy was definitely on Raw trying to talk to Jay. Just did not happen. We get Miz versus R-Truth. No wrist tape for Miz. What's going on here, Miz? Interesting look. They're about to square off in their match when the final testament comes down to the ring. Miz looks at them kind of as a little bit of a distraction. R-Truth gets the roll-up pin for the win. I was not expecting that. And when he left, he fist bumped Karrion Kross, who was laughing, and then immediately changed his expression to that. Tells AOP to get him. They do. They throw Truth back into the ring. Miz hits the skull-crushing finale, and that's the way this segment played out. Miz got the last laugh in this little thing here and looked over at Final Testament. Yeah, I like this for Karrion Kross. I like the fact that he just gets in people's heads. I love that. He doesn't even wrestle, doesn't win, lose. He just gets in people's heads, messes with them, and then they end up taking it out on other people. I love that. We'll get a quick little follow-up here. Jimmy is actually backstage searching in different rooms for Jey Uso. He ends up finding the room that Jay comes out of, and he's about to talk, but Jay cuts him off and says, "I said no." And then he said, "Get out of my face, man." And then he leaves. So this is not going to be easy. Jimmy trying to recruit Jay is not going to be easy, but I'm telling you what, if he finally does get Jay, which I do assume he will, I think Jay will convince Sammy to help out too. So it's going to be cool. I like how it's not so easy that they're just giving us this. I like that there's hesitance. I love that there's, he's not just jumping in and helping. There's a lot of backstory here. There's a lot of layers. Jay has every right to say no. It's going to take some convincing. It might even take Roman Reigns himself coming to Raw, talking to Jay, maybe even acknowledging him or saying sorry to him, which would be crazy for our tribal chief to do. So I want to see where we go here. I think it's going to be cool. As we remember, Roman did not get drafted to SmackDown, so he can technically show up to Raw if he wanted to, but it's not like that matters because Tiffy was on Raw. Nia was on Raw. Freaking Jimmy was on Raw, so there are no rules anymore. We get our tag team main event here. Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley and our Mrs. Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton. It was a cool match. It wasn't very lengthy. And the match will end in DQ when Nia Jax came out and attacked Raquel and Rhea Ripley on the outside. She ends up throwing Raquel into the post. Gets Rhea Ripley on the outside. They get in the ring. Basically what it came down to was Liv Morgan or Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax stood tall as they kind of cleared out the whole field. And at very last second here, Nia looked at Tiffy and she kind of was like, "Yo, cash in. Liv is laying down right there. We just crushed her. Go cash in." And Tiffany goes out to get her briefcase when she gets back into the ring to hand it to the ref. Dominic had come running down to the ramp and he pulled Liv Morgan out of the ring to save her from the cash in. I thought they handled this pretty nicely. they do have to have these elements of these close encounters of cashing in. I just don't like when it happens for like a whole full year and you're just like, dude, why? Or like the whole Priest thing when like there were times where Seth Rollins was knocked out cold and Priest could definitely cash in and he just didn't. I don't like when they do that because then you can't really explain why that didn't happen. So I like stuff like this where it's so close but didn't happen. I just hope they don't overdo it. It's a good way to finish Raw. It was a nice tag team match main event. And that's basically it. That's what Raw came down to. It was a nice format. Everything was paced differently and better, I felt like, this week. And hopefully they can keep that going. But I will admit, I do need the 3-hour Raws back. I just enjoy them. So hopefully, I think the rumor is it's going back to 3 when it goes to Netflix, which would be great. But we got a couple of months of it being 2 hours. So let's just see what they do here. I appreciate you all watching this. Please like the video. Please subscribe. It actually does so much for the channel when you like the video. It really does. I know it sounds like a simple, weird, task that doesn't do anything for you, but I'm telling you, it does me a huge favor. I love putting out these videos, and I want to keep doing them, and I'm going to keep doing them, but with you helping me out by liking these videos, gets these videos to other people, and they can join this channel with us, so we can all do this together, which would be awesome. We've got big plans for this channel moving forward. I can't wait to do them. I really can't. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. I would love to do an email video. If you guys want to send in emails, wickedbittermedia@gmail.com. Send them in. Talk about whatever you want, WWE related, or whatever you feel like messaging, and I'll read them on the next video. Have a good rest of your week, my friends. We will be back, of course, with another video. And until we yeet again, stay bitter.